Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdullah Khaled, and today we are very proud to, I am very proud to announce that I have started the first day of classes at UT Austin for the spring semester. I'm very excited about what this semester has in hold for it, and I'm already getting my foot in the door and getting progress, so I'm very proud of that. So, some key updates that happened today. I got to go to my first set of classes. It was very interesting. It was mostly just syllabus stuff. But today, my classes that were scheduled were bio, calc, physics, and the physics lab. But there's no lab this week or next week because next week is Monday. We have Martin Luther King Day. There's a break, so that's very nice. I got to see my professors. I got a little bit to know about their operating style. Getting the kind of vibe of the classes. So that means there's not really much to study today, which is nice because I had kind of a bit more admin stuff to do, which is a nice change of pace, but I'm ready to get back into the swing of the academics. Another thing that I am very proud of doing is that I was able to get in contact with Texas A&M at the Austin airport. And right now we're kind of in the midst of something, trying to figure out a way to shadow and get something along those lines because right now I'm super interested in being able to shadow their AMEs because they have a lot of relevant experience to what I want to do, ranging from critical care and transport teams to Johnson Space Center work with NASA or just working with the Air Force and being an AME in general. I think that's all super duper cool and I'd love to get a first step or like a hands-on experience with that. I already have a little bit of experience with the AMEs since I had to go to one to get my flight physical before my flight academy. But this way, I get to see how things will kind of work behind the scenes and actually get to understand and pick their brain a little bit about how this kind of life is. So that's very exciting. I'll keep posting updates on that. And on top of that, I have some plans for I've my officer roles. I have a couple of things doing for each of the roles I'm doing. I have two admin lunches set up, so that's going to be super fun. I'll be able to talk to the other members of the org, specifically the Flying Club and the Rifle and Pistol Club, to talk to them about what the plans are going to be for the next semester, and also be able to create the I5 Discord since we are currently in the works of incorporating both ROTC and non-ROTC people in the organization, which seems like a very good step forward, and I'm very excited to working on that. So right now, my main goals are just to organize myself together and to make sure that I'm getting ready for the semester. There's a couple of things I could optimize on, but I think today was a very good thing, and I think one of the reasons for that was I've been more focused on grounding myself with my faith. I think that's something that's really important, both like for my physical and my mental, because I think just having that kind of grounds me in a lot of different ways and makes sure that everything else is in place. So that's super nice. I was able to, you know, re do some excuse me, do my prayers, have all that kind of stuff down, and then I was also able to go on a run today, which was super fun. And note to self for the future reference: UT Austin campus is pretty cold in the early mornings, especially when the sun isn't up. I did not anticipate that, so I would definitely recommend, getting some ear protection so you don't get like cold ears because that's something that personally bothers me. But yeah, that was super cool. I really enjoyed that experience. I think being able to do that with my new schedule with my later classes was going to be super cool, and I'm very proud of myself for getting that under the books. So, other than that, I think that should be most of the things happening right now. But in the future, I would like to get some more or concrete steps on the time blocks that I'm going to be having. One thing that I do want to get down though is making my meal prep. I bought all the Tupperware and I know where all the ingredients are, but I need to actually make the thing, which seems like the hardest part since my recipe is very MacGyvered together. I don't know if that's the word, but it's very uh, not formal at all. It's just putting a bunch of stuff in a pot and hoping that it sticks or doesn't stick, because if it sticks, it burns. So that's going to be very cool. I'm going to hope that there's an opening sometime later in the week where I'm just able to come back to the dorm, not bother anyone and get that done cooking. Probably gonna do that on a weekend though. So until then, I'll have to take some bites out of my wallet, unfortunately, but we can make it work because we are very responsible and very practical and responsible. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna get ready for the rest of my classes and get ready for bed because I want to make sure that one thing I preserve over the next couple of weeks is my sleep routine. I've noticed that the best performing people around me are the ones who have most security in their sleep schedule. So if I can get that down, I can make sure that I succeed in other areas of life. So I'm going to make sure I get onto that ASAP. So until next time, goodbye.